I gotta be honest, I like everything that flies, including these drones. And with these nice 4K cameras and 3-axis gimbals, it gives me an opportunity to start using these a little bit more in some of my videos, which I really need to do because it is pretty impressive what these little guys can do. Let me show you all about this drone. We have the Bwine camera drone. It is a full feature camera drone with a 3-axis gimbal, brushless, which gives you really great stability, quality, decent quality camera for both pictures and video. It has 2 batteries which charge with a USB-C, so you can charge those up pretty quickly. Requires a remote ID for flying for FAA purposes or being legal, but that's built in. You just have to register it. It's all built in. You don't need any additional accessories for that. The quick start guide will lead you through everything you need to know to get this drone up in the air quickly, including links to the app. There is no Wi-Fi needed on this one. It uses USB cables, but you have to download the app. So go to your app store and download. There's a QR code in the instruction manual that'll take you right there. Let's take a quick look at all your options that you have on your screen. Down in the lower left, you have your radar, which tells you the position of the drone. Enables you to point the antenna directly at the drone. It's kind of handy. It'll also have a map, so you can see where your drone is specific on the map. And pretty much all the other features you have up as far as how good the compass is going in the far right. You have your satellites, battery performance, and settings. A couple things we need to do though. We need to go into our settings, and this is where you're going to set up the flight distance, flight altitude, max, and return to home altitude, which are pretty critical stuff. You can also do your settings for your camera, 4K, 2.7 frames per second, so on and so forth. The next thing I want to do though is calibrate this. So we're going to calibrate the compass and we're going to calibrate the gyro. On the controller itself, in the upper right corner, there's a little compass. You click that and it starts calibrating the compass. Follow the instructions on the screen as far as rotating until it says it's done. Now, place it down on the ground, hit calibration, and you'll calibrate the gyroscope. I do this calibration before every flying session. Okay, now we're ready to do some little flying. Both sticks in the lower outside corners, starts up the prop, and we fly. Pretty intuitive. If you have never flown a drone, it's pretty simple. The instructions are pretty good. I'm going to fly around a little bit and do a couple things. So I'm going to have what looks like in my screen down there in the lower left corner, and then what's the actual footage that is stored on the SD card is the main, primary. One of the things to keep note is it's very windy and it's below freezing. So one of the points I wanted to make is how stable the drone is during this windy time. With that 3-axis gimbal, this is where it really pays to get a drone with a 3-axis gimbal for very smooth flying. I'm going to do kind of a close-up on the windsock. Wind's probably going anywhere around 8 miles an hour or so, and it's moving around a little bit, as you can see in the windsock, but yet the drone is completely solid. So pretty impressed with the capabilities of its stable flight. Two of the features I like to check out is GPS follow and fly around. I'm going to do the fly around, and essentially what it does is wherever you hit that button, it is going to do a couple things. One, it's going to get up to about 32 feet. It's going to back away about 20 feet and then start rotating. Now, you can move the right stick, backwards or forwards to get closer or further away as it's rotating. You'll notice it's actually getting further away from me as it rotates around. And it'll continue to do this until you go into the GPS, modes and tell it to stop. So we're going to stop this here in a second, and I'll show you then follow me. Now I'm going to show GPS follow. So clicking that, it's going to center on me on the controller, not so much visually me, it's not tracking that, it's tracking the controller. So if you were running around this park and you wanted the drone to kind of just follow around and track you, it'll do that. You still have to manipulate the camera angle as you're walking around. Like a lot of the features, it's not going to lock on a specific object. We'll go ahead and close out of GPS Follow. That arrow right there, I wanted to highlight because that is return to home. So if you are flying all over the place and you get disoriented or there's an emergency, the drone will actually fly home and land right where it took off. Here I'm just going to do a little flying around the park so you can get an example of the quality of the video. I found that the capabilities of the drone's speed, stability, range, flight times, all very good. Did I test it out to the max range? No, because I'm kind of keeping it in sight. Flight times were very good. Now, it's below freezing, so the batteries aren't as potent as they would be at normal, maybe 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But this gave me a really good idea of the performance of the drone. The 2 batteries gives decent flight time for sure. All in all, my experience with the Bwine F7GIM was very good. Quality of the camera, excellent, and that's what you expect. The the stability function was very good. I don't have any complaints at all about this drone. It was very, very good. So anyway, if you're interested in this, there's a link in the description below. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.